Good afternoon. So exciting to be here with you. Today, I'm going to talk about your life purpose and why it is absolutely essential to know your life purpose in order to help you win in all areas of your life. So, when you become really clear on your life purpose, it allows you to tap into your superpower. It gives you a tremendous reservoir of resources that you didn't even know that you have. And it increases your financial well being, your relationships, and it even improves your physical health and your longevity. So, today I'm going to talk with you about all of the amazing benefits that you can get from discovering your life purpose. One of the first reasons why I think it is absolutely essential that you get clear on your purpose is that discovering your life purpose will give you focus. It will help you to make decisions in a way that's easier and less stressful because it helps you to identify what's important in life. And what's important is not what's important to other people. It's what's important to you because it advances your life purpose. So once you understand your life purpose and you get a really clear picture of it, it'll help you make decisions about how you spend your time, how you spend your money, how you spend your energy and your resources so that they all become in line with your life purpose. There are lots of wonderful things that you could be doing with your time or with your money, but they are not all good things for you to do. And having a clear sense of your purpose helps you to distinguish between the two. So I know for me, when I first started my career as a college professor, I was so excited to be in this position that I'd worked so hard for, and I really wanted to be of service to the students, to the community, to my university. And so there were just so many things that I was doing. I was always involved with something because there were really good ideas and good opportunities for me to use my gifts and my knowledge. However, as I got clear on my purpose, I could make a decision of not just is this a good thing, but is this in line with my purpose? Because everything that's good is not in line with my purpose. And when I set up for myself that I was going to do anything that presented itself to me as a good idea, I was overwhelmed. There were so many things that I could be doing at any moment, and I kept being drawn here and there, and it was stressful, and I didn't feel like I could say no because these are all really good ideas. But getting clear on my purpose actually raised the stakes, so it's much higher now and much more difficult for me to say yes to something because I don't just evaluate it based on whether or not it's a good idea. I evaluate it based on whether or not this is in line with my purpose. And so that has helped me to narrow down the range of activities that I do, which helps me feel less stressed because purpose has given me a clear focus. So one of the major benefits of knowing your purpose is that it gives you focus. The second major benefit that comes with knowing your purpose is that it gives you freedom. Freedom to step away from other people's ideas about what you should be doing. And freedom even to step away from your own judgment about how successful you should be. So I know lots of people who struggle with this is what I really want to be able to accomplish in the world, and I'm just not there. I'm just not seeing the results that I want to see in my personal life or in my career. And one of the main things that I try to encourage people who are speaking with me about this is that we do not get to control the timeline in which things materialize. I know I teach a lot about goal setting, and one core part of goal setting is that you have to set a timeline for your goals. If you don't, it's just a wish. And I believe that we should set realistic timelines to the best of our ability for every goal that we have. But you have to understand, we're not God. We're not in control over other people's behaviors. And so we don't always get to control when the outcomes actually materialize. We do get to control our own behavior. And if we are acting in line with our purpose, the materialization of the outcomes is inevitable. It's going to come. It might not come exactly when we wrote in our calendar that it would be here, but it is going to come. And so we can go to bed at the end of the day judging ourselves and our self-esteem not by whether or not we got, X amount of dollars for our raise, or X number of clients, or whether or not, our boyfriend proposed to us. Those aren't the things that we use to evaluate our levels of success, and our self-esteem is not rooted in those outcomes, because those outcomes are about other people's behavior. Our self-esteem and our judgment of our success is rooted in our evaluation about whether or not we are living out our life purpose. And so if I go to bed knowing that I've done all the activities that have been presented to me this day to move forward my goals and that are in line with my life purpose, I'm successful. I've done a good job. It's been a good day. It doesn't matter to me what my bank account says, what my friends say, what my mother says. None of those people have the power to define my level of success or your level of success in your self-esteem. When we identify our own purpose, then we can tap into that freedom from other people's judgments of ourselves. And we judge ourselves based on whether or not we're in line with our own purpose. So that's a powerful freedom. There's this great quote that I love. I think Pastor Dennis Rouse said this quote where he said, if you're not living out your vision of success, you're living out someone else's. And so many times we're living out other people's visions of success because we haven't even taken the time to identify what's our own personal vision of success. What is it that we were put here to do? What's our unique contribution to the world, and how can we bring that into reality? But I guarantee you that once you ask and answer those questions and then start organizing your day and your activities around your purpose, then you'll see that your self-esteem actually increases, your level of confidence increases, and you're no longer trapped by other people's images of your life, but you're actually free to pursue your own. So something that you might not intuitively know, but it's true, is that having a clear life purpose helps you to live longer and a healthier life. Yes, it does. Having a life purpose actually enhances the physical quality of your life. Now, there's a study, it's published in 2014 in Psychological Science. And this is part of a national study. So they surveyed people all over the country, and it was a longitudinal study. So they followed up with them over a period of 14 years. And what they asked people is, do you have a sense of purpose in your life? And people rated themselves from low to high. So I have very low sense of purpose in my life to I have a very high, strong sense of purpose in my life. I know what it is, and I'm living my life according to my purpose. Now, the interesting thing is that the people with the low sense of purpose in their life, when they followed up with them 14 years later, they were much more likely to have died, right? So having a low sense of purpose increased their mortality so that they died at a higher rate than people with a high sense of purpose. All other things being equal, sense of purpose made all the difference in terms of how long they lived. And the interesting thing is that this is true at every age group. So it wasn't just for older people that having a sense of purpose helped them to live longer. It was true for middle-aged people, and it was true for young people, right? So they interviewed, I think, teenagers and 20-somethings. And so what the researchers talked about is that having a sense of purpose gives these protective benefits to your life, right? It kind of enhances your physical well-being, and it's a cumulative effect. So it's actually better to develop a sense of purpose as early on as possible, because that just gives you more time to continue accumulating all of the benefits that come with having this sense of purpose. Now, it's never too late to figure out what your purpose is, and at whatever point in time that you do, that you get clear on your purpose and you start living out that purpose, it will extend your life. So we know that retirement is associated with higher mortality, meaning people who retire are much more likely to die earlier than people of the same age who don't retire. But that's not true for people who retire with a sense of purpose. So I'm not telling you to work until you're 95. I mean, you can if you want to. But even if you decide I'm going to retire from work, I'm not going to retire from my life. I still have a purpose to fulfill, and I can still organize my day and organize my activities around that purpose. And know that doing that is extending your life. There was another study that was done in 2015 by the American Heart Association, and this was published in their journal Stroke. And they used research based on autopsies. And what they found is that people who had a sense of purpose were less likely to have brain damage that's associated with strokes and death from strokes. So people with a sense of purpose, that they measured how strongly do you feel like you have a sense of purpose. Those who said, I do have a sense of purpose, were 44% less likely to have brain damage that's associated with a stroke. And so having a purpose is good for your brain, it's good for every area of your body and your spirit, and it helps to extend your life so that you can have a long, healthy, and happy life, which is what I definitely want for you. Let me share with you another reason why having a sense of purpose is really beneficial to your life. The fourth reason why having a sense of purpose is beneficial to your life is that purpose unlocks your passion. When you have a sense of purpose, you wake up with energy, right? There are things that you want to do and accomplish, and you're focused and you're energetic, and life becomes fun and full of zest. So remember how I was telling you that when you're operating within your purpose, you tend to get this feeling of timelessness that's known as flow. So that's part of your passion, right? You're using your gifts, the things that you're uniquely equipped to do, in a way that is of service to others that you find meaningful. And that's fun. Like, it's not necessarily fun like, wahoo, we're having fun. I mean, sometimes it is. But it's fun in the sense that you are fully engaged in something that is meaningful and important to you. And that gives you energy and a zest for life. So that's what it means to live a passionate life. And having a sense of purpose allows you to live life with passion, whatever it is that you're doing. You're excited about it, and you're excited about what it is that you are contributing to this world. And so the fifth reason why I think it is absolutely critical that you identify your purpose is because having a sense of purpose increases your resiliency. So resiliency is a way of thinking about yourself in your world that allows you to take control over your life and to marshal the resources that are necessary for you to achieve your goal. Resiliency allows you to bounce back from the setbacks that are inevitable in life and will always come up. But when you're resilient, you don't use those setbacks as a way of just stopping, but you actually use those setbacks as stepping stones to your success. That is what is possible when you have a clear sense of your purpose, of why this goal is important to you, of why you're pursuing this activity. That why is what's going to make all the difference in the world in terms of whether you get up or you stay on the bottom. So let me ask you, have you ever heard of those stories where, just an average woman is able to pick up a car, right? She picks up the car or a massive truck that weighs lots more than she does. But she's able to do that because her child is trapped under the car. So that purpose of, I am going to save my child, allows her to tap into a reservoir of strength that she didn't even know she had. That's what purpose can do for you. I think about Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison. And he was released from prison not as a broken man, which it is very easily to do. Like, prison is a really horrible place for anyone to be. But because he was really clear on his purpose, he was able to do that time, those 27 years, and walk out still a whole, vibrant, complete man with a vision that enabled him to walk directly into leadership role and lead his country, the new South Africa, into a new era of peace, justice, and prosperity. That's the power of purpose, right? Purpose allows you to be resilient in spite of all of these obstacles along the way. And for all of us to be able to do the things that are in line with our life purpose, it allows us to be of service to other people. Our purpose is not for ourselves. It's something that we have been uniquely gifted to do that allows us to serve and add value to those around us. So we know that knowing our life purpose will give us focus. It will give us freedom. We also talked about how knowing our life purpose actually helps us to live longer and healthier lives. So we do get direct physical benefits to ourselves from living out our life purpose. We talked about how knowing our life purpose helps us to live passionate lives that are full of energy, where we're in our flow and excited about the contributions that we're making in the world. And finally, we talked about how knowing our life purpose helps us build up our resiliency. When we're able to continue to move forward towards our long-term goals, in spite of how difficult they may be, and in spite of the fact that we might experience obstacles or setbacks along the way, we're able to keep making progress because we know not just what we're doing, but why we're doing it. And why we're doing it is so important to us that it's worth the sacrifices, that it's what motivates us to get up and try again and again the next day and the next day. And so those are all of the ways in which knowing our life purpose benefits us in all areas of our lives, to give to you something that is really meaningful, that helps you to live a life that is filled with meaning, with purpose, and with joy.